In October of 2019, a small team of chefs, mixologists, and designers set out to open a restaurant for one night only, atop the once thriving innards of a historic gold mine. Spurred on by a collective desire to respect and share their history, they'll combine time-honored recipes and brand new concoctions with the handcrafted legacy of Roca Patrón. Together, they're going.
The most important thing is not to put ingredients together. It's that the end result that is what you want to achieve in your palate. I know many chefs trying to focus on what the guests like to satisfy their palates. I'm a little crazy because the food that I cook is food that I like, that I enjoyed, hoping that my guests will enjoy it.
People always talk about pairing drink with food, and I think it's way more interesting to go further than that and pair the drink and pair the food with a sense of place, with a sense of time. Cocktails and food being so temporal and so fleeting are partially why we find so much meaning in them.
In Mexico, it wasn't a room for men in the kitchen, but I used to sit at the table and watch the maid or my mom cooking or my sisters. And friends or family used to go, "Oh, that's great, can you give me the recipe?" "Oh yeah, sure, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you later." And that later never came. That recipe was given to the favorite daughter, and the favorite daughter kept it and cooked. I invite everybody to eat it, but the recipes are kept very tight. I've been very, very fortunate because my mother, my sister, and a very, very dear aunt, they give me the recipes. So that really helped me to start the career in the kitchen. Those three ladies have been my inspiration.
A lot of the friends and the people in my life that I'm inspired by behind the bar are women. If you look at bartending historically, it's truly always been a man's world. Before Prohibition, women were not allowed in bars at all, let alone to be behind the bar. So I think women leading the charge in mixology isn't just about cocktails, I think it's about equality. I'm always really excited and inspired by natural beauty and just by my surroundings. So I'm always trying to tell the story of Santa Fe. New Mexico is a really special place. The beauty of the landscape is really reflected in the people and the culture here. So even when I'm writing a menu for a bar, the flavors that I incorporate into the cocktails, the names that I give the cocktails, they kind of become part of that story. Those flavors are part of that sense of place too, because those flavors are true to this place.
Mexican cuisine is that cuisine of the world that have incorporated flavors initially from Mexico, but have welcome flavors from all over the world. It's a cuisine with a lots of tradition, full of culture, at the same time very avant-garde. Even though I have a great support in the community, it was hard for the concierge to send people to a Mexican dining. Many times the guests used to reply to them, "You know what? We're gonna have a nice dinner." What they thought was in a Tex-Mex. That's not Mexican cuisine. I said, how I can make people to come and eat my food? Instead of call it Mexican cuisine, my food is now known as a New World cuisine. Twix, everybody's like, "Oh, New World cuisine, what is that?" That make people come with an open mind and try my food. It's a process of evolving.
When you're serving someone, when you're creating this experience for them, it's not about you. There's truly this selflessness to it. People eat and drink every day. They could just as easily do that at home, but the reason why people come to bars and come to restaurants is to have a special experience. It's our duty to provide that for them. Part of what makes Santa Fe so beautiful is that we call it the city different. Everyone is so supportive of each other. I love going to the farmers market on Saturdays because you see all the local chefs.
How you doing today, guys? Nice to see you. I always admire the farmers because they work so hard in the land. It's not like Mexico, California, Florida, you threw a seed and it start blossoming, you know? Here it really takes a lot of work for them to work, you know, with the terrain that they have. Gracias, Rocío.
There's such a variety of things being grown here that you wouldn't think grow in the desert. There's a lot of stone fruit trees here, especially in Santa Fe, so I wanted to incorporate apricot into a drink. It's one of my favorite cocktails that I've ever created because to me it is truly northern New Mexico in a glass.
Tequila industry have grown so much, have evolved so much. Now tequila is that spirit that people enjoy to sip it. It's so pleasant to the palate, and I think that Roca is that tequila that can be served from the beginning of your meal till the end and doesn't lose the character if you do it with some mixes.
And that's a big thing for me, not just with cocktails, but with food, is really allowing the flavors to shine. I love Roca Patrón because it's so versatile, but it has this depth of flavor, like this kind of earthy minerality. I think simple is better sometimes because I never want to overpower any of the flavors. I want them to be the star.
You try to be harmonious and everything keep at the same level. I can be serving you here, I can serve you in the street, or I can serve you in the undisclaimed location as we're gonna do it tomorrow. And my flavors should be the same. So it's the essence.
So we are outside of Santa Fe at this beautiful historic mine property. I don't know if I fully want to tell how I found it. It's a really kind of a trade secret. We found a
Great secret.
notice it had a ton of acreage, and we just approached him with the option, and he was keen to do it, so we kind of lucked out. For me, it was really important to just set the stage so that the dinner can do its thing, so people can meet each other and just have these moments.
What makes hospitality so special and what makes those experiences so memorable is that moment. It's that time and place. We're not just eating and drinking, right? It's a social experience. It's the people we're with.
You get with your family Sunday or holidays and everybody's congregating in the kitchen and everybody's talking about the food and what they're gonna eat. Food is amazing. The ones that have the fortune to serve food, we are such a lucky ones because when somebody's sitting at a table, seek to share something good.